The MR 340, or the Missouri River 340. 340 miles of insanity. The legendary Missouri River race from Kansas City to St. Charles. Every year, paddlers take on raging storms, scorching sun, and long sleepless nights, battling not just the river, but their own limits. Out here, the Reaper sweeps away anyone too slow, and the only way to win is with pure grit. I'm no stranger to pain. Army Ranger School, special operations, deployments, firefighting, but the MR 340 is a different beast. If you think you've seen tough, this race redefines it. Let's dive into a story of endurance, near disaster, and the wild ride to the finish line. My first year doing the MR 340, I just really logistically did not plan it out well. I really did not know how long it was going to take me. I just didn't give myself enough time. And it didn't help that my son came and visited me, gave me this big hug. For him, it was like I just couldn't get back on the river and leave him. I just quit about, I think, 69 miles from the finish line the first year. I hated that and it bothered me. So the next year, of course, I had to sign up again to try to finish. And then, of course, in 2023, they canceled the race due to dangerous conditions. It was totally the right call. I ended up making it to Miami, and it was pretty dangerous out there, honestly. Next year, I was ready to get this thing done, and I don't know beyond death if you could have stopped me.
I don't think you're gonna make it 340 miles.
I think I'd be doing an injustice if I didn't mention all the behind-the-scenes individuals that support the race. Racers can have ground crews for supplies and aid. And while I didn't have an official crew, my wife worked tirelessly to prepare me, and others helped along the way. We are on our way to Kansas City. Amanda couldn't be there with me this year for the start of the race tomorrow, so I'll be camping out next to the boats, but making our way down there, and then she's gonna turn around, drop me off, turn around, and come back. And she'll be my ground crew for the remainder of the race. What I didn't anticipate is how much noise. You know, this is a public place, so there's people walking back and forth and talking all night long. Plus, it was super hot. It was muggy. There was mosquitoes out. I don't really sleep that well in a regular bed in the best conditions, and so I really struggled to sleep. I may have faded off maybe an hour or two, but really, to be honest with you, I just kind of laid there all night, and it didn't help that, you know, I had this race the next day, so it was very hard to sleep. So the wife just took off. Just been kind of walking around, exploring the place, taking in the scenery. But go throw my tent up, stretch, get some sleep, and worry about getting my boat in the water by myself tomorrow. Sticky, but pretty view out there. I'm not really tired, but I got my tent because the mosquitoes are getting bad, so I'm just gonna hang out here. It's hot, and open some of this netting up, get some breeze going through here.
Hold on over.
Hey, buddy. I miss you, man.
Yeah. What do you think about Daddy being in a boat?
Is that silly? We're all set to go. It's roughly, I don't know, about 6 a.m. It was the first boat on the water. Guys are trickling in now. Just waiting for the 7 a.m. start so I can get the show on the road. I didn't sleep, but maybe 2 or 3 hours, non-consecutive. So I'm just ready to start making forward progress. I was already starting to feel the effects of what would become very serious later on in the race. I had indigestion all night, and it ended up to the point where I just really had a hard time swallowing anything. And because of that, I didn't drink enough water, I didn't eat enough food, and I just got more and more dehydrated. Dang, that is beautiful. You never know what's around the next bend. It's just nice to see the rudders holding up after the first 40 miles and it completely fell apart and I had nothing to stomp on. Had to hold the rudder in place with my foot. Got cramps from it. Kind of sucked, but that's what you get when you put it together from scrap parts that you have around your house in 550 cord. My mother told me someday I will find a galley with good oars and to sail to distant shore. Sail to distant shore. That night, I was headed to Glasgow. I decided to just go ahead and pass by Miami and just go straight to Glasgow, which probably needed to get out and stretch a little bit, get some water, and recoup just a bit. But I decided to keep going. I tell you what, like the worst cramps I've ever had in my entire life. I would sit up in the canoe and my abs would start tightening up. And then I would lean back and my legs would start tightening up and cramping. So I just did this back and forth. And I got to the point where I got lightheaded. They were so severe and I just could not get out of it. So I ended up thinking, you know, if I pass out, when it was starting to get to that point where I was like, I feel like I could pass out. You know, I started to see the tunnel, got tunnel vision, I got real cold and clammy. Something wasn't right. Like, I was severely dehydrated. I just started paddling the best I could to the side of the bank. I kind of half crashed into the bank and got out and just kind of sprawled out on the rocks and just like tried to relax my body. And I was like, I got to get to Glasgow because once I'm there, I'm at least safe for a little bit and you don't have to worry about the Reaper. And as long as I can just recoup a little bit, I can get back on the river. Well, of course I got there, but man, it was a struggle. I don't know how much further I could have got past Glasgow that night. I slept and I knew that I wasn't going to quit, but man, I was really miserable. Like my heartburn had just not go away. There was like this lump in my throat. I ended up having to have surgery after the race. So it did develop into something that was pretty serious. But again, I was just so miserable because I knew I wasn't going to quit. And I had to still go a very long ways.
If I had a boat, I would sail out, take every brother and sister of mine, roll in the sunshine and sleep when it's dark, hoping to find somewhere we can come. But it's black, yeah, it's black. Oh, the water's black, 'cause it's black. It's all black.
Yeah.
Black water.
Well, this says 100% now. I slept in Cooper's Landing last night. I was dealing with the worst heartburn I've probably ever had in my life. So I woke up at midnight, 2, 4, trying to possibly motivate myself to go out, but my stomach was just not cooperating. I've been dealing with it the whole race. And so it's caused me to eat and drink less and obviously become dehydrated and a whole other host of problems. Because of that, it's kind of led to my downfall. Had high hopes of sub 50 and then a sub 60, and now it's just coming down to finishing this thing. I have 150 miles left or something like that, less than 150 miles. So plan today is just I'm refreshed. I gotta get rid of this heartburn, hopefully, and just slog away and start eating up the miles.
Down on the banks of the Old Man River, heavy air calling rain. They say if she keeps up and delivers, the levee will break again. Tell me, what could you do then when the river comes a-calling?
On the bright side, even though I'm drastically behind now, I started out so well that I've got time, so I'm just gonna limp along and finish, because that was ultimately my main goal. The other stuff were just thoughts of grandeur, getting lots and lots of fog coming over in. Stick close to the bank and just trot along here.
High still waves are lapping on the bridge now. Seascape in England town. Come on, children, make a run for higher ground now. See the fire, hear the siren sound. Surely land will return here.
Bar's just been calling choppy water. Stays choppy for a long time. Really wears out the core.
Got thunderclaps to the left there. So I have no idea where the storm's headed, but it looks like it's headed downriver where I'm going. So I'm gonna try to get to Herman without getting rained on. But if I do, I do. And Amanda will be there at Herman for me, waiting. I got about 20 more miles to go. Where the beautiful one awaits. I think I see her there in those pink shorts. Pink shorts I like. I can try. Hasn't been acting right.
We'll double check it before we do anything.
Hey!
First time it's worked, I think, the whole trip.
Oh my gosh, look at all that paddle bash on your gunnels. It's crazy.
Carry this over. Is it attached?
Look at your brakes, it's still holding in.
Yeah. I must be good at braiding.
It's gonna be wet, but
I bet you could keep them in for a month.
It's on the right, the left side. Okay.
Which one makes... Okay, it's on, yeah.
The backpack straps face me.
It's on the right?
No, it's on the left side because the backpack straps, they face me, so it's on the left
The
side.
backpack straps face
Me,
you, so it's right.
as I'm sitting down in the kayak, in the canoe. So it's the left.
Please don't fight with me. I had this issue yesterday with Steam
Do you not know your left from your right?
We had a fight with Coach for 5 minutes.
Just left the Herman ramp. I know you can barely see me. Trying to knock out these last few miles. And it's not really a few, it's 70 or 69 miles, but or whatever it is, I don't know. So I got 13 more to go. The next landing, I think I'm just gonna take it slow and then just make one final jump to the end. 130 mile something, 30 something mile jump. So we're getting to the end and I'm looking forward to a hot shower and about 18 hours of sleep. Left New Haven, next stop's Washington, but I'm sitting here contemplating. I've got 50 something odd miles left. Do I have the energy and ability to just put on a suck fest and just get this thing done? And I know I can. I know it's gonna suck. And I'm ready to be done. So I don't know. I'll get close to Washington and see how I feel.
Washington, 7.0 miles. Percent complete 86.3.
And I see a bad moon rising, and I see trouble on the way. Don't come around tonight, 'cause it'll finally take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. It was night, so I started cooling off, right? And just felt really good. Probably the best I felt for the whole time, and still had the indigestion and stuff. I was like, you know what? Like, I think I'm just going to go downriver and see how far I can get, and I'm gonna try to just go all night and knock this thing out. And I passed one ramp, and then I was gonna pass Washington, right? And I just see all these boats on the ramp, and I think, if I can just run past Washington, I'm gonna pass a lot of boats, and I'm gonna make up for all that time I spent on the bank sleeping. Well, it turned out to be a terrible decision, because if I had stopped at Washington, they would have told me about the buoy that was very difficult to see right past the ramp. So I'm going along, I see the guy on the bank, he's kind of waving at me, and I'm like, I'm just going by. So he's like, okay. Probably 20 seconds later, I hear this gushing sound. You'll hear that once in a while. Trees in the water, whatever it might be, the water going around it, feeling that gushing. It's pitch black. The Washington lights from the town, I couldn't see anything. It just would look black, like black water. I was still in the channel, but I heard the gushing sound, and I thought, something's not right. That's a lot of water moving. And so I started to try to steer to the right, so I didn't hit it head on, but it ran down the side of my canoe, tipped me over, and before I knew it, I was in the water. And I just remember coming out of the water thinking, I gotta hold on to my paddle, and I gotta hold on to this canoe. And it's flipped upside down. I get the canoe righted, and I try to get in it, and as I do, I'm halfway in, and I realize that this thing is half full of water, and it's filling up fast. And I could feel it kind of start to sink. It's not gonna do any good to get in this thing, so I need to just get to shore. There's a bridge past Washington. The river is moving at a pretty good clip, and it could press you up against that bridge, and I would be in a lot of trouble, potentially drown at that point. There's just a giant wall on the side, and there's no going up it. And so I just swim as hard as I can for the bank. And with the weirdest thing, I seen this guy on the bank, and he's got like a fire lit, and I'm screaming at him like, hey, can you call somebody? Like, can you call somebody at the ramp? I'm in trouble. Like, I can't get to the side fast enough. I was pretty worried that I was going to get into that fast current to the bridge and get pushed up against that bridge. But somehow or another, I did finally make it to the side of the bank. Of course, it's muddy, it's disgusting, it's dark, and I have no idea what I'm going to do at that point. And I start looking over my boat, and I see, these huge holes in the side where water's just gushing in, and I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? The weirdest thing, this guy on the bank just disappeared. I guess he's not like willing to help. He was willing to let me drown. He was not sticking around. Well, decided to go past Washington. I hit God knows what in Washington and flipped it halfway in the channel. So I'm pumping my boat out. I was gonna get pressed up against the fucking bridge. The only thing I knew to do is to call Amanda. So I woke her up at I think it was 2 in the morning. And I said, Amanda, I'm in quite a pickle right now. I've got holes in my boat. But they said, I called, the crew, and they said, look, if you go backwards upriver and get to that ramp, as long as we don't take you downriver, you can still finish the race. And I said, I have every intention of finishing this race, but I need you to come as soon as you can and bring my patch kit. And she's just like, okay, we'll figure this out. Thankful to the safety team and the boat that could take me back. So I got back to the ramp, and I just popped my tent, and I slept, because there's nothing else I could do at that point. So as you seen last night, had my boat go over, hit a very difficult to see buoy. They were gonna warn me, but I didn't make the stop. I was just trying to make up some time and get there faster, and well, didn't turn out that way. I've got several holes on my boat. One's about the size of a quarter and some cracks. So Amanda's bringing in my repair kit, and I'm gonna do the best I can to repair it. It's gonna be ugly. It's not gonna look pretty at all. I'm gonna see if it can float. If it floats, if I can get it to float, I'm gonna head down river and do this last 44 miles or whatever it is. So she got there with the kit, and so we just immediately, as soon as she got there, we started repairing it. And this epoxy it takes 24 hours for it to dry. So obviously we don't have that time. I mean, I am fighting the clock now. Yeah, so we got 3 big holes, and so got the carbon fiber Amanda got here, and so we're gonna fix it, and then we'll have to let it cure for about an hour, and then we'll try it, and if she floats, then I go. Just bobbing up and down. Look, it's completely submerged there. You can't hardly see. All you see is a splash. I mean, I heard it, but just couldn't get out of the way. Yeah, it's dark. You can't see it. You can only hear it. I was following the channel. Come back from eating 2 hours out of a 24-hour epoxy dry, and we put the boat in the water, and somehow, by a miracle, it floated. And so I just took off, like paddling like a bat out of hell. Finishing was just such a sweet feeling. After 3 years, my 3rd year on this race, finally being able to see the end of it and see it all the way through. And you know, my wife was there, my daughter was there, my brother and my sister-in-law there to cheer me in, and such a great feeling seeing them all there and having that support at the end. It was finally could cross that off my bucket list. Just awesome feeling. And just all the problems that I had just made it that much more sweeter. You know, knowing myself and knowing that a lot of people would have quit having all them problems. I had every excuse to quit, but I had just kind of made it up in my mind that year, I'm just not quitting. Like, this thing is getting finished no matter what. So that's my story of the MR340. And if you have a chance to do this race in your lifetime, take it, because it's an incredible journey. Yeah, but I hate to break it to you, girl. If you get me killed, you're going with me to the bottom of this river, girl. Oh, yeah. And I'm getting tired of paddling. I feel like I could use my time for so much more useful things than paddling. But here I am, just paddling for no apparent reason, and I can't even remember why I did this. Oh yeah, I've been paddling for so long, I forgot why I was paddling for. Oh yeah. Having fun out here with my paddle in my canoe. I love to paddle. I love to paddle a lot. Whatever you think is a lot, It's a lot more than that. I love to paddle all day and all night. Just paddling and paddling and paddling. I got nowhere to go specifically. I just paddling. They tell me go down river. I say, I go down river then. Bye-bye now. I'm gonna go paddle now. Bye. Oh, bye-bye. Oh my gosh. This is a long ways. I mean, I knew it was gonna be a long ways. This is a long ways. I mean, we're talking about across the state. Talking about across the state. Who you talking to? You talking to me? Phew. Mind your own business. Echoing. Psh. I know it's echoing. I ain't going crazy. No, it's just an echo. Echo.